Here we go. 5, 4, 3. Good morning, radio friends. This is Reverend Thomas Humphrey coming to you again at the line row. As you know, when the line row, that's when the praise stops. And that's how you get this meal each and every day and eat 3 times a day. So today I'm very happy to have a wonderful show. I have Pastor Leonard Davis with me today. A man of God, someone that fights for the justice of those that don't have a voice. And today we're going to start off the show by discussing some of the things that happened with Mr. Manifold agreement to talk to the special counsels. According to the Associated Press, President Donald Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manifold, agreed Friday to cooperate with the special counsel Trump Russian investigation as he pleaded guilty to federal crimes and avoid a second trial that would have exposed him to more prison time, my friends. The deal gave special counsel Robert Mueller, a key cooperator who steered the Trump election before for a pivotal stretch of the 2016 presidential campaign. The results also ensure the investigation will extend far beyond the November congressional elections, despite the entreaties from the president lawyer that Manifold is bringing to a close. It is unclear what information will Manifold is prepared to offer the investigators about the president, or that could aid Mueller's investigation of the Russia's interference in the 2016 presidential election. But the involvement is in key episode under the scrutiny of and the leadership of the campaign is a time when the prosecutors say Russian intelligence was working to sway the election, may make him an especially valuable witness. So, my friends, when Manifold pleaded guilty, he was Donald Trump's last leg. If you remember the reported broadcasting throughout the different media, Trump had said that Manifold would never give him up because they were just like, he was someone that Trump had faith in. So, but when you are facing 30 years in prison from your family and from your children, I tell you right now, loyalty does not have no keys on your thoughts. So Manifold decided to give it up. So Pastor Davis, what do you think about Manifold loyalty to Trump? He gave it up. What do you think? Talk to me.
Elder, just as you indicated, when you are facing that kind of penalty,
yes, sir.
30 years in prison, a loss of probably millions of dollars.
That's right. Yeah, amen.
And loss of everything that he holds dear.
Mm-hmm.
You get to a point where you say, I have to give it up.
That's right.
And even though he had pledged
Absolutely.
loyalty to Donald Trump before, when those prosecutors and people in charge get you to the table,
yes,
and begin to lay out to you exactly what they will do to you
yes,
if
sir.
you do not tell the truth, and if you do not appear as a witness, you listen to what they say.
That's right.
And so
Absolutely.
obviously he does. And he is someone who has known Trump for a long, long time, and he has a lot of information.
He does. Yes, he does.
Yes, in crooked deals before.
Yes.
And so he has a lot of information. Frankly, I'm not really surprised that he would cooperate in the way that he has, because he has a lot to lose.
He does. His freedom, his family, his income, yes. Yes, he does. He does. So,
and we know that he is the latest. He's the subject of the day. But he's following a long line of people who have been convicted or who have pled guilty of various crimes.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes.
we remember Cohen
Yes.
and Flynn
Yes.
and Gates and Papadopoulos. There's a
Yes, it's a
whole
whole
line
group.
of people, and more to come.
And more to come, yes.
You know, Trump has one that he insists on loyalty, but loyalty has its limits when you're involved in crime.
That is so true. That is so, so true. And you know, like you just said, you know, like the agreement made Manafort the latest associate of Trump, a president known to place premium on loyalty, yes, among his subordinates, and to admit guilt and work with the investigation in the hope of leniency. Yeah, and it said that Manafort had long resisted the idea of cooperating, even as the prosecutor stacked additional charges against him in Washington and in Virginia.
Yes.
So Trump had saluted that stance. See,
Yes.
publicly praising him and suggesting that Manafort had been treated worse than, listen to this, gangsters of Al Capone. Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani, and he's a clown, Giuliani's a clown, had suggested a pardon might be a possibility after the investigation was concluded. My friends on the radio, listen to this. Listen to this, my friend. Even Trump lawyer Giuliani is obstructing justice.
Yes.
You can't go to the press and express your hopes in an investigation with this man. He's the target. They got him for interfering with a special investigation that has tremendous impact on who's going to be held accountable for what they did in the Hillary Clinton presidential election and also the Russian investigation.
Yes.
So, you know, Pastor, come on. Say something. I mean, that's terrible.
It's terrible.
To do it on television, you know. I mean, go ahead.
Yes. Well, you're seeing, and you use the word clown, you're seeing the activities, when it comes to Trump, you're seeing the activities of a man who obviously, first of all, is mentally ill. And not to cast aspersions on people who are mentally ill, but along with it, here's a man who is morally bankrupt, spiritually bankrupt. And so the things that he thinks about, the things that he does, so far, and you're a preacher, I am too, so far from the Word of God, so far from any degree of righteousness.
That's very good.
That it can't stand.
Yes.
So his kingdom is crumbling, and he's pretty much desperate now.
That's right.
And in the process, you know, all these soldiers, they're looking for what they can get out of this.
That's right.
How they can save something of what they have left, their freedom, their money, what little bit of status they have. So I think we're looking at a very, very important and crucial time in America.
I agree. I do agree. And it goes on to say, it says the deal Friday deal to a charge of in the Washington ties to the Ukrainian political consultant work, but unrelated to the campaign. This is what they're saying, was struck just days before Manafort was to stand trial the second time. What happened was, you had the first trial, and he was found guilty of on 8 counts, and he's facing at least a year for each one of the counts, which would be 8 years. So the second trial was going to be in Virginia, in Washington, where they're going to have more minorities on that jury, because the base for that jury is mostly minority. And when he saw that, man, he said, "Wait a minute, I'm going to cooperate,
Yes.
because I don't want to spend 30 years in prison."
Yes.
That's what that was all about, you know. So
Yes.
So you blame him?
I can't blame him. He has to look out for himself.
That's right.
And his family.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So my friends out there, when you have a corrupt mind, just like the pastor said, we are preachers and everything, and we should live a holy life.
Yep.
You know, with a high standard of morality. But I think our key thing is living that holy life, you know.
Yes.
And these things that they doing here, you know, are trying to cheat their way. And you know, they won that election. You know, they won that election. You know.
Yes.
You know, they won. They got the presidency on
Yes.
this thing.
How it was done is very
They
questionable.
got it, but
But
they
they
did
did
it.
win.
They did it
Yes.
in a corrupt way.
Yes.
Isn't that something?
Yes. Well, my fellow preacher, we know that the scripture is clear. It says,
Go ahead.
your sins will find you out.
That's true.
You know, that which
That's
is
true.
done in the dark will come to the light.
Yes, sir.
And they have lived such bizarre lives.
Yes.
Really, all of them. When you trace the history of Donald Trump and Manafort and these guys, they have lived such bizarre lives and have gotten away with so much
And it's ungodly.
until
life.
finally
Ungodly, yes.
the covers are coming off and finally
Thank God. Thank God for light.
maybe some justice will be done.
If they don't destroy the country first.
That's the
Because
concern.
right now they're in the UN. They're at the UN right now, you know, talking to the world.
That's the
And
concern.
last year this time in the UN, he called him the Rocket Man or something.
Yes.
Little Rocket Man, he called him.
Oh,
So this time you're gonna call him, oh, he's a friend. I just stopped him from firing off his big rock. Now he's gonna have. He got big rocks. His rocks are big now because I stopped him from firing them off. He can work that fast.
and he's going to the UN and saying that America is so great and we're much better off than
He
we
is.
were when he
Yes, he
came
is.
into
He's on there right
office.
now. Yes, he's talking
But-
right now. Yes.
But the financial experts are telling us, you check the papers today even, the financial experts are telling us that it's not as rosy as he would like for us to believe.
That's true.
Now, one of the things, concerning finances, the new financial order that they came into is great for wealthy people, but for
Yeah.
the rest of us, it offers us little or nothing. We're actually going to be losing what we had and what we have now.
Because gas is going up,
Yes, sir.
food is going up,
Yes.
services is going up,
Yes, sir.
and the money that you gain on that little money he gave us is gonna be, you're gonna have to spend it in other things.
Yes, sir.
You know. Thank God for Obama. He was a great president for 8 years. We could use him for 8 more years. And I would figure out to cover my lifetime, based on statistics.
Yes.
But no, we got Trump, so we're gonna have to pray to God to remove him. And God can remove him, you know that, right? God has power to remove him.
God has
Yeah.
I believe God has a plan.
He has a plan.
Those
Okay,
of us who
go ahead.
believe have to wait, stay in prayer, and see how God works this out. And you mentioned Obama.
There you go.
If you listen to Trump, you'll think that Obama didn't know how to tie his shoes. But the fact of the matter, one of the things is that politicians, and especially Republicans, count on us not remembering. But we have to remember that our economy was in dismal shape when Obama came in. I dare say that a lot of people voted for Obama out of desperation. They said, well, let's put him in. Maybe he can save the country. And he did. He brought in reforms that have put us back on track.
Yes, he did.
And now we're saying, okay, so he got us back on track, but
Yes,
now
he
we're
did.
going to go out and say he didn't do anything. And they count on us not having good memories.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to remember what it was like before Obama came.
I can't forget. And they went on to say that he wanted to make sure that his family was able to remain safe and live a good life. We're talking about Manafort at this point.
Yes.
He is accepting responsibility. This is for conduct that dated back many years, and everybody should remember that Manafort attorney Kevin Downing said outside the court, this little press conference he had there, the agreement doesn't specify what, if anything, prosecutor hold hope to receive about Trump, but Manifold could be well positioned to provide key insight for the investigators working to establish whether the campaign coordinated with the Russians. He was among the participants, for instance, in the June 2016 Trump Tower meeting with Russia and Trump's oldest son and son-in-law that was arranged for the campaign to receive derogatory information against Hillary Clinton. Now, Mueller is really looking at Trump's son and his son-in-law because they was involved with this Russian meeting back in 2016.
Yes.
And Trump said first they were there for adoption of children. But we know it wasn't adoption of children because there were no children being adopted in that meeting.
No, sir.
Because all those, we got 3 guys been sent to prison already.
Yes, sir.
We got guys going to prison already. So we know that's not true because of a live testimony. So again, he is worried about the children, and he should be. But I think Mueller's going to be looking at, what do you think about Mueller looking at his children?
Yes, sir, absolutely. They are involved in this whole thing. When you
Yes, they are.
consider the Trump organization, they're all guilty. They all participated.
Yeah, because, yeah.
It was
that's right.
good for them. They were making millions of
No, they're
dollars.
billionaires.
They're
They're
billionaires.
not millionaires, they're billionaires. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
But I really believe that the train ride is over. The glory days
I like
are
that.
over.
Wow.
And so it might be, in fact, that between Trump and his sons, they just may turn on each other at some point because it's over now.
You said something good. You brought back memories with me because you remember that movie, Coming to America?
Yes.
You remember that movie?
Yes.
And there was another movie too that he did with the, I can't think of the name of it. This guy, Trading Places or something? Trading Places? Was that Trading Places?
Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, Trading Places. This was a rich man became like a poor man. And the poor man became a rich man. They call it Trading Places. And by you saying that, it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Wouldn't that be something if these billionaires become poor?
Well,
Yeah, you ever thought about that? You say God got a plan.
I'm telling you, boy, when you mess with God, you're looking for trouble. And these guys have lived in a way that is directly opposed to the will of God.
That's right. That's
God
exactly
allows
right.
it for a while, but then he comes on.
That's right.
And there's nothing you can do.
Just like King Pharaoh. He
Yeah.
had enough. He had enough of King Pharaoh.
Yep.
So let's close this out. We want to go to another topic. We got about another 10 minutes. We're going to go to another topic. We're going to talk about, this is, we're going to talk about something that's very current right now in the news. We're talking about Kavanaugh. He's been recommended to become on the Supreme Court.
Yes.
You know about Kavanaugh, right?
Yes, sir.
So this came out of Associated Press through Washington. It says, the New York Magazine reported Sunday night that Democrats were investigating a second woman accusation of sexual misconduct by a Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, dating back to 1983-84 academic year for his freshman year at Yale. So what they're looking at, they're looking at his social activities
Yes.
when he was at Yale.
Yes.
So these people is coming back now, shedding a lot of some of the things that he did when he was a freshman at Yale.
Yes.
And so they went on to say, the New Yorker said the 53-year-old Deborah Ramirez described the incident in an interview after being contacted by the magazine. Ramirez recalled that Kavanaugh, I hate to say this, but I have to read it, you just have to pray for me, exposed himself at the drunken dormitory report, thrusting his penis in her face and causing her to touch it without her consent, as he pushed himself, as she pushed him away. I'm sorry, she pushed him away. The magazine reported. What do you think about that?
Well,
I mean, he's gonna be on the Supreme Court. He can't. I mean, this is a lifetime appointment. Our children. Go ahead.
It's a thing that, let's face it, a lot of adult males did when they were 16, 17, 18. Allegedly, this happened at a party. There was a drinking involved, and he was with at least one other male, and they felt licensed to go ahead and do what they did. She's had to live with this for many, many years, but it dawned on her that this man is going to be on the Supreme Court, and he'll be making decisions that will affect all of us for years, for the rest of his life. Really, that's the appointment. It's a lifetime appointment. And she finally got enough strength to say, no, I can't allow this to go on.
She sure did.
Further. Now, okay, as I said, maybe a person can do something like that as a teenager, 17 years old. But now, if he were a man of substance, if he were now an adult man of substance and about to enter the Supreme Court, I would hope that he would admit to it, and possibly endangering what will happen in the future, but admit to it, saying, perhaps, at the time I was young, and I was foolish, and I made this mistake.
Yes.
But I'm not going to allow this to continue as part of my lifestyle. I will apologize. I'll do whatever I need to do on behalf of this woman. But he has lied about it.
Yes.
He denied it.
Yes.
See, now you're having a man who is a judge, and he's used to having people come into court and swear to tell the truth. Yeah. He's presided over that. Yeah. Are you going to tell the truth? Oh, yes. You swear? Oh, yes. And he has no doubt helped to convict people of perjury.
Yes, yes.
And he has perjured himself.
Yes, sir.
This, I don't think we can stand for. No. He's got to pay a price for it. And
go ahead.
There's even an allegation of a third woman that's coming forward now.
And she's saying the same thing. Keep talking.
She's saying the same thing.
Yes.
Who knows that these kinds of things have happened in his life. And there may be other victims out there who similarly are afraid to come forward. Maybe they have good positions and jobs now, and they don't want to be subjected to all of this.
And he shouldn't be subjected to all that.
But it seems that's the kind of person he was, and the fact that he's dishonest about it and lying about it, it tells you that he still has a problem with morality.
Why are the Republicans so determined to get this man on the bench? Why are they so determined to get him on the bench? Why are they so determined to get him on the bench?
Because
why are they so determined?
One of the big reasons is that he has gone on record saying that he doesn't believe the President of the United States should be arrested or indicted or convicted. Trump wants him there because he knows arrest, indictments, convictions are on the way.
But the way you said to me, it's like he's part of the cover up too then. If you're going to try to say this man got power to do what he did.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. This God gonna do something here. God gonna have to step in.
And I believe he's working.
I believe he will. I think God will step in.
Yeah.
We don't know how it's gonna happen. We are ministers and we come in love, and sometimes we may seem militant to you out there in radio land and throughout the country, even in Africa. I got people in Africa listening to this and everything, and down in North Carolina, down in Georgia where my daughter is at and everything.
Very good.
And we want to thank Chris Madden for sponsoring this show. He sponsored this show. He pays for it. He's the one that sponsored him and his wife. It don't cost me a dime now. He's paid for it. We want to thank Chris Madden for that, for his generosity.
Very good.
So, listen, when the lion roll, the animal have to stop. We the king of the jungle. We the lion here. And Pastor Davis, Leonard Davis, he's a lion too, He carries that Bible and everything, and when you read the Word of God, it comes with power.
Thank you.
And going on to say, the magazine reported that after 6 days of carefully assessing her memories and consulting with her attorney, Maria's said that she felt confidence enough for her recollection to recall the incident. I reckon, I can't relate to this, but I imagine that a person young like that, and they probably never been experienced to a man or something. I don't know, but I'm just thinking it must have been devastating for her to go through something like that at 19 years old or something, or whatever it was, freshman, 18 years old, and for him to thrust that thing.
He was 17.
Yeah, thrust that thing in the face like that. It must have been, and that must be pretty bad for someone to want to remember something like that.
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
And she's had to live.
But it must bring back. Yeah, so she probably got married now. She probably love her husband. She probably love her kids. She probably love her church. She probably love her church. And pastor, for a person to live a clean life.
Yes.
Like you and I live now. We live a clean life now, so we can see dirt in a minute.
Yes.
So we live a righteous life right now. But she might have been living a clean life, like it's not a Christian life, but it's a life that has morality.
Yes.
When she was 17 years old, and she must have been shocked for this to happen to her.
Yes.
She couldn't call on her parents. The parents wasn't there.
Yes.
But they all see back then. You probably don't know this. Back in the 80s, people drink a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They do drugs now, but back in the 80s, when those kids was coming, they drink a lot of liquor and stuff. So this was a drinking party. So we thank you. That's my thing. There we go. So after with the music. So Pastor David, we freaking close up. We got 1 minute. You want to say anything about your church? Anything you want to say? Something you're doing in your church before you go? Because I want to coming back probably in a couple of weeks and talk to Mo. But what's going on in your church?
Well, thank you, Elder, for having me to be here. I am, as you say, pastor of Bethel AME Church in Maryland, New York.
Address?
Located at 50 Cooper Street.
You got that?
In the village of Maryland. We're coming up on celebrating an anniversary in
which one?
February. This would be our 121st anniversary.
Is Grace going to be invited this year? We're going to be invited last year. We're going to be invited.
Yes, sir.
I'll be coming over.
Come on over.
Yes, I'll be coming there.
And,
Go
we
ahead.
have a fine group of people. I'm very glad to be there.
Yes. Thank you again, Pastor David, for coming to be on Church Talk Radio Lounge Roll. We appreciate your coming, and we hope you come back in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you.
God bless you.
Okay, that's it. That's it.